Okay, it's been about 20 minutes. Yeah, about 20 minutes in the morning here. Got dropped off. So this is another cruise pad. Some other followers built this. But we got to brace up this side with the falsie in the middle because it's kind of springy and the pilot wants it beefed up a bit more. And my partner, he's gone over to the other pad there. So we're actually real close. Just two silent blocks close together. He's going to just brush out around above the pad, just get some loose small branches and some other loose stuff out of the way. That's what the pilot wants. So that's what we'll do. And then we'll get picked up shortly. So it's a little bit of a kind of a cleanup improvement thing here on these pads. Spruce them up a little bit more, and then we'll go to our new spot and spend the rest of the day there. And in the meantime, the pilot is flying the hill crew up into their spots there, up into the blocks that we finished, and they're flying right now with the big chopper. And I'll show you this guy's pad. It's really cool how he built this pad. I'll show you. Check it out. You can see there's really steep ground, and there's really tough spots to find. It's really tough to find a good spot to build a pad because you need some trees that are just the right distance apart to make the pad, and it's really tough because we had a tough time in our spot over that way. And look what this guy did. So he's got two big cedar trees growing together. And he put two springboards in. If we go over here, look at that. So he had this springboard in. He had probably had this thing swiveled out so it's sticking this way. And then he had another one there sticking out that way. So then he had to reach around. Just imagine the tree standing to get the far side of the undercut there. You know, he's probably standing on a springboard way out here. And he's reaching around to cut that undercut out on the far side. And it's like a good, well, if you fell, you probably fell 10 feet from here to there. But if you fell just a couple feet over, it drops down way down there, probably another 10 feet. Yeah, you could 20 feet up in the air. But yeah, and then, you know, so even getting the undercut out, you can't easily get to the back cut because this tree still is standing, right? So it was tricky. I'm not sure how he did it yet. I'd have to go up top there and figure out how he did it, but he did a really good job. And then, like, this here is a hemlock. It is heavy. Probably weighs a few hundred pounds, this big hemlock stringer here. It's got to be a foot thick. Maybe 10 inches at the top there, and over a foot thick in this end. Like, that'd be a heavy board to lift. So he probably lifted up on this springboard and then lifted up on that springboard and then lifted up to the top there. Probably took two guys to do it. And then he, okay, so he fell this one right here. There's that one. So he might have fell this one first. That's probably what he did. He probably fell this one first. That makes sense. So he probably cut up this hemlock. It's probably limb tied. And then cut this tree, this big cedar, and fell it that way, right up into there. It's probably leaning that way because of this other tree here. They're both growing together at the butt. And then he could easily get to the back cut. So that makes sense. He could get the back cut of this tree when this one's down. And then, yeah, so this one here, this stringer is actually quite thick. It's a good size, but it's so long. It's a long stretch out to that stump there. And look how he notched it in that stump. Hey? Yeah. Did a good job. Did a really good job. And so, but it's like I say, it's a little bouncy because it's such a long span. So I'm gonna put a falsie stump. And I forgot to turn the camera on before I did all this. So I just ripped this board right here and got a little platform down there for the board, or this post to sit on. And then I just got to hammer it in place. I just got to finish hammer it in place here. Get it nice and level. Oh, a bit more. Oops, hit the camera. Probably could have made it a little longer so it was a tighter fit. That should do it though. Yeah, and then I'll put a spike in on top there to hold it in place. And then this one's done. And about, should probably only be about 20 minutes. My partner will be done his spot over there. And then the pilot, we finish flying his other guys, and they come just pick us up and we'll fly to our next spot. Probably there for a day or two. And then we go into a bigger block, which hopefully will have some nice wood in it. Yeah, definitely, if I had the choice, I wouldn't be cutting in this block. There's some thick bush, steep ground, loose boulders, and lots of Devil's Club. And both of these big cedars here, I'll show you. Because this is in the block, right? That big cedar, 7, 8 feet in the butt, looks like. It's got a good lean. Well, it's got a nice lean sideways, so looks like it's probably, put it sideways on the hill there, wouldn't be an issue. Never know though, don't know how rotten these are. But this one's got a pretty good downhill lean, so it's gonna be tough to try and put it right in sideways. It'd be nice if you could fall it. This tree here, if you could swing it sideways and get it above this clump of trees here, that'd be nice if you could do that. Because if you don't, it'll probably drop down in there and it'll go shooting down the valley or down the mountain. Yeah. That'd be a nice real big cedar here. Out there, it's a nice one. Looks like it's leaning that way, so that's good. Leaning away from the pad. Then we got a big bluff here. And then look at up there, there's a whole bunch of Devil's Club. This is the top of the block. But look at that big sea of Devil's Club. All there, all over there. Look at that. I'll zoom in. Right, like this right here. That's all Devil's Club. All that right there. And then all up there, just a sea of Devil's Club. And all over there. Way over there. There's just so much of it. Yeah, especially in the ravines where it's dark and cool and you know, it's wetter in there. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so I was just standing up on top there and jumping, and it's still kind of bouncy. It's not quite solid. So I'm going to put a shim in there underneath that post and try and get it tighter, so the pad doesn't want to bounce so much. I've got time, so yeah, because it's not even in that tight. Yeah. What I'll do is go get my tape measure again. I put my axe in? There it is. Okay. Get out of the way. Ooh, it's way too high. It's overkill. Yeah. Cut it right. Cut it right. Cut it right there. Idea. I have an idea. There we go. Yes. Let's see what that does. Well, it's about as good as it's gonna get. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take his shirt off. I'm cooking. Got way too many layers on. I'm gonna put a spike in that. Got her good. And then, if I got some free time, like I'm still waiting for the chopper, I'm gonna go find myself a new axe handle. I was really disappointed with that yellow cedar. Didn't have one knot in it, so I'm gonna find a branch this time. But all I have is cedar and hemlock. I guess I could try hemlock. I don't know if I want to try cedar. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna move all this gear right over there, ready for when the chopper lands. And what I ended up doing is, from that little hemlock log right there, I cut out a huge wedge and I jammed it in the bottom there and forced it nice and tight. So it's solid now. Hardly even wants to wiggle. So there we go, got her done. Chopper should be here pretty quick. He's on his way. Yeah, nice casual way to start in the morning. We get flipped over to our new block and then we get a trail down and ribbon out trail and start opening up. So yeah, just how it goes in the fallen business. Is just not every day is this easy walk from the pad to your face. Where you saw is you gotta do all these other little things here and there sometimes. Changes it up a bit, so makes it a little interesting. Especially putting pads in. That's always fun, putting pads in. Well, most of the time it's fun. Sometimes it can be a nightmare. Okay, I got a little bit wait yet. It's not gonna be here as soon as I figured. That thing's all ready. Sitting on the pad. Like I was saying last video, a new bag. Those Army surplus bags, I ran them for like 21 years. Some of that. I went through 4 bags in like 21 years. Oh, it's this one right here. It's my partner's bag. I'll show you. That's the one right there. I'll turn the camera around. So any of you longtime viewers, you've seen my bag, but this is it. Just like this one. This one's my partner's bag. The Army surplus store. They were dirt cheap. Apparently they're really expensive over in Europe. That's where they're from. But really, really tough fabric. Really tough. You take a beating, and it's got an aluminum frame in the back. And the bottom is even a tougher leather. It's like shoe leather, you know, boot leather. Really tough. Or belt leather. Yeah, kind of like belt leather. It's tough as this belt. Really tough material. And I had mine for, the last one I had, I think it was about 5 years. And I hit it with a tree a couple times, you know, small branch nailed it or something. And it split the seam. I had to sew it up with the sewing awl. And then the leather, the threads in the leather at the bottom here was rotting away. And I had to sew that with the sewing awl and patch it a bunch of times, then glue it. Yeah, look at, he's got a little string holding it together. Oh, he's got some string here holding this together. Yeah. Anyway, so this is my new bag. It's from LL Bean. I seen it on Instagram, advertised on Instagram, and I liked the style of the bag, but I wasn't sure how good the quality was. And there was a store down in Victoria, and me and the wife went down there for a little weekend getaway, so we went in the store here, and I'm not entirely convinced this is gonna last very long. It's a little flimsier material. And look, the thread's already starting to pull right here. So I want to beef this up with some really thick stuff, some thicker material similar to this. You know, some of that material, sew it into here at the bottom. And you got these flimsy plastic buckles. Those will break eventually. And but I do like the compartments because I got one big water bottle here, another one there. And then I put my wedges in the bottom, and then here's just spare gear, chain and everything. Yeah, I think I was just saying that earlier today. And here's my Mendel boots, MEINDL, Mendel boots. But to get them corked, because they don't come corked from Mendel's, you got to go to hoffmanboots.com and they cork them, right? So these ones are kind of getting worn out. I got to replace them. They're kind of dull right now. But I think I've had these, or this pair, for like about 2 years now, and it's starting to peel off right here. I have to glue that right there, and the toes come apart. They always, everyone's toes, every faller has the toes come ripping apart here. And there's a stuff, I don't know where you get it. I gotta ask some of the other guys, but they put this goop on, looks like glue. He put it on here and it hardens right up. So I gotta do that too. So get some more life out of these boots. And this side here is even worse. This side here is starting to peel away. So yeah.